So I just got done watching The Whale, starring Brendan Fraser, and it's directed by Darren Aronofsky. And this is a movie that I've been wanting to see since I first heard about it. I think it first premiered at a Cannes Film Festival, and that was where Brendan Fraser got his standing ovation. And I remember seeing that, just seeing how heartwarming it was, seeing Brendan's reaction. Like, you could tell how much that meant to him because he hasn't been in Hollywood for a while. I mean, he was still making movies, and DC fans, you guys know he was in Doom Patrol as Robot Man. But other than that, he hasn't really done anything. And so everyone's really embracing him to come back, and you could tell how much that meant to him. And so, especially with what he went through, I'm not going to get into detail on what happened to him, what made him get sort of blacklisted, but yeah, he went through it, and it's very heartwarming to see this type of reaction for him to come back. And so I was very excited to see this movie, and I finally got the chance to watch it. I've been wanting to see it. I always wanted to see this movie, but the problem was the only theaters that would play it would be like 30 minutes away from where I live, and I waited for my local theater to finally play it, and they finally started playing it this weekend, and so I immediately knew I had to go see it. And I was talking about it to my dad, and he wanted to see it too, and so we were like, all right, let's go see it together. This movie lived up to the hype, essentially, and of course Brendan Fraser gives the best performance in his career. His acting is just, it's real. There's definitely some moments in this movie where I got teary-eyed from Brendan's performance, and even the other characters. Sadie Sink, she plays Charlie's daughter. Charlie, played by Brendan Fraser. She plays Ellie, Charlie's daughter, in this, and she gives out a really great performance. And it's a performance where you don't really like her character, and you could see why you don't like her character, because like she's just really not a good person. I don't want to give anything away because of spoilers, but yeah, you really don't like her as a person, and then sort of at the end you see like her, I guess, redemption arc essentially. And yeah, this is just very good storytelling, and I like how most of this movie takes place in Charlie's apartment, which is something I think we don't really have a lot of movies like that, and I feel like this movie really handled that well. And so yeah, I loved this movie, and I remember thinking about it. I was talking to my dad like right after we got out of the theater. I said to him that I said it was good, but I don't think this is a movie that I would want to watch again. And then once we got home, I sort of realized maybe I do want to watch it again. I feel like with me knowing what happens, especially with the ending, I think the ending is very metaphorical. I'll just put it that way. I don't want to give anything away about it, but I think knowing how that ending is and how it plays out, I feel like I would understand it more if I watched it a second viewing. So we'll see about that, but I think I pretty much have a good idea on what the ending is. But yeah, I'll probably watch it a second time. Darren Aronofsky's direction in this movie is very well. You could tell how much he wanted Brendan Fraser in this movie. And I think Brendan Fraser wasn't actually his first choice, and so I think this is what makes this movie very surreal. And yeah, I really hope Brendan Fraser gets an Oscar for this, and we'll see, but he definitely deserves it. If anyone deserves it, it's Brendan Fraser. So yeah, I'm just gonna go on and say it. I think you guys really gotta go see this movie. If I saw this in 2022, this definitely would have taken the number 2 spot, and Northman would have been number 3. I would still have Batman at number 1, because you guys know me. Yeah, The Whale, definitely worth watching. If you guys haven't seen it, it's still in theaters right now. Highly recommend checking it out. But yeah, The Whale's great. And there is this scene at the beginning. I do recommend sort of watching this by yourself, because usually when I go to movies like these, I see it by myself, because these are like movies that my parents would find weird, and I was very surprised that my dad wanted to see this with me. And so there's a scene that happens in the beginning. I'm not gonna say what it is, but I cringed because my dad was with me when we were watching this. And once you see the movie, you know exactly the scene I'm talking about. It's at the very beginning. Yeah, this movie gets an A+. Highly recommend checking it out. Go see it. I'm going to stop talking because you guys know I'm going to say the same thing. So, yeah, go see the movie. Leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys next time.